Hello, my name is Khalil Mekki, and thanks once again for viewing another one of my videos here on YouTube. And thanks for my subscribers for the past years for sticking with me. I appreciate it, even after my videos have been erased. So I appreciate that once more. This topic that I'd like to discuss is about honesty. Now, a lot of people say that what they look for in a friend or a significant other is honesty as a good quality. Well, while honesty has been known to be a good quality, it's actually a very gray area if you stop to think about it. From my experience, I learned that honesty can be a great thing and it can also be a very bad thing. And whenever I meet someone who is honest, especially those guys who happen to be brutally honest, I'm actually not impressed. I don't consider them good people. As a matter of fact, generally speaking, I'm not a very trusting person. I don't trust everybody like that. You can't trust everybody. Even when I meet the most honest people, I don't trust them. It's very hard to. From my experience, I have heard guys and girls telling me in person that they had no regrets cheating on their significant other, and they even went as far as to tell me that they felt pretty good about it. I have seen a lot of interviews from prison talking about men pretty much giving explicit detail on how they had raped or sexually assaulted their victims. I've seen many interviews of people who had confessed to murdering their victims, and even as far as giving explicit detail as to how they murdered their victims and what weapons they used and everything. But you see, those guys who confess to these crimes, those are very honest people. But that's not to say that, they're good people, right? So if you can confess to doing the worst things and say what's on your mind and without any restraint, without any filter in your mouth, then I think it's definitely safe to say that honesty does not always make you a good person. From my experience, honesty is a good quality if you can prove that you could be trustworthy for it. But if you're honest and you're not a trustworthy person, then honesty is not exactly a good quality. I mean, if I told people that, I wanted to threaten somebody because, he stared at my car and I was being genuine about it, then that wouldn't exactly mean I'm a good person, right? But you see, like I said, honesty, it's a good quality if you can show that you're trustworthy. But if you're not a trustworthy person and you're being very honest, then you can't be trusted. So what's the point of considering honesty a good quality if it can be used for good and bad? But you see, here's one thing that's really, really good about honesty. It's that you're showing people who you are. It's better to be hated for what you are than being loved for something that you're not. And that's something that that's something that I have heard from somebody through a social media app that I used to use. And once I was told, once this quote has been sent to me by that certain anonymous person that I spoke to, I was actually impressed because I thought this is an interesting perspective. I never thought to look at it this way. He not only did he tell me that I'd rather be hated for what I am and than something that I'm not, but he told me, but that way I could see the knife coming as a warning sign instead of being told that okay, well, I don't see anything coming, but then I just get ambushed. I mean, that's a good point, and that was a very good perspective. But that's something I'll take to heart and I'll remember for the rest of my life. So I'm very thankful that that person mentioned that to me through this anonymous app. But that's not to say that honesty is still a good thing. I mean, it can be. I mean, there are many good things about honesty. You see, there are pros and cons to honesty. There really is. So and there are pros to cons to a lot of things. Honesty is, quite frankly, no exception. So is honesty a good thing or a bad thing? It's a good thing, and it can be a bad thing. So, quite frankly, there's a gray area. When it comes to speaking about honesty, it's not exactly black and white. it's shades of gray depending on what it is. I mean, one can say half truth is an honesty. It is honesty because you're being truthful. But you see, being honest and truthful, it's not the same thing as being trustworthy. If you want to express that you could be trusted, you have to work really hard to show them that you can be dependable or whatever it is, depending on the situation or depending on the relationship you may have with acquaintances or whoever it is that you're associating yourself with. But here's a quote that I have said from time and time again to a lot of people. Trust is fragile, just like an antique. Once broken, it is very difficult to fix. I hope you guys can take what I've said into heart, and I hope you guys have learned something and have a different perspective on something. And I think this is the point of this channel, is to show that you could have a different perspective, and we can be more creative with our ideas, and I'm open to that. I'll be as open as I can, at least. But anyway, thanks for watching. Have a nice day. Peace.